Welcome to Smart Stewards Money Podcast, financial conversations for millennials and adults. On this podcast, we'll be sharing practical tips and insight on personal finance for both millennials and adults. We'll be bringing in experts and guests from various fields to share their knowledge and experiences on personal and business finance. Of course, we'll be addressing common misconceptions and answering your burning questions about money management. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to make informed financial decisions about how to make, manage, multiply money, build wealth, and achieve your financial goals. My name is Sola Adesakin, and I'm going to be your host on this journey. You're in for an amazing time with us. So sit back today, grab a cup of coffee, and let's dive into the world of personal finance together. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Smart Stewards Podcast, financial conversations for Gen Z, millennials, and adults. I am your host as usual, Sola Adesakin, and today I'm excited to have back with me in the studio, Olamide Akanji. In today's edition, guess what we'll be talking about? Maximizing your time and talents as a young person, as a Gen Z. Now, let me give you a brief history of my relationship with Olamide. I met Olamide at a finance conference, not even a conference, it was just like an intimate, meeting where we had women, older women, younger women, coming together. And then she came to me to say, "Oh, ma, I know you, I follow you, I've known you, blah, 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 blah. Can I hitch a ride with you?" Of course. And then we got talking, she introduced herself, and I saw something in her. I'm like, wow, Gen Z, but very boisterous, very industrious, very ready to learn, and very humble. So I said, you know what, Olamide, we've got to have a conversation on our podcast. We've got to learn from you. How have you, over the years, not too many years anyway, but since you left school, how have you been monetizing your time? Have you been monetizing your talent? But before we go into that, just tell us a brief, introduction. Give us a brief introduction about yourself.
Thank you very much for having me, Coach. My name is Olamide Akanji, and like Coach said, I am a Gen Z, and I'm proud of it. So yes, I'm just a person that I don't just like to waste my time. I love to be a person that adds value to wherever I am. And I realized that for me to be a valuable person, I must actually invest in myself. That was part of the reason why I attended the events where I met Coach intimately. Like, it was just for me to just come and learn. I wanted to just add value to myself. And I realized that they were having a conference, and I'm also going to learn from this conference. Instead of just staying at home and doing nothing, let me just go and at least learn from those who have gone ahead of me. So that was how I was able to get to the conference, and I met you. And thank you very much for the privilege, ma'am.
Brilliant, I love it. Now, I know you're a goal-getter. Either doing this or doing that, so tell us, how have you monetized your time? Now, let me break that down a bit. Monetize your time means that you're using your time to make money. I mean, you're doing things that will, eventually lead to having money in your pocket. So we will first of all talk about how you have been able to monetize your time and how you have been able to monetize your talents. Those are two different things. So let's start with time. How do you manage your time? Like this thing about Gen Z, I've got my parents, I've got my sisters, I've got my brothers who give me money. But I know you that, you're very, very passionate and very driven. So tell us about it.
So first thing I realized that I usually tell myself the truth. I don't lie to myself. I realized that yes, some people can rely on their parents, but I know that our parents have tried out their best by sending us to school and doing the little they can do, and we are growing and we cannot just keep depending on them. We have to look for ways to also fend for ourselves. And I realized that the best way to just do it is to just try to just do something. And for me, what worked for me is that I make sure that I look for any avenue for me to just learn, and I don't just use time when you're like, okay, I realize that majority of people in my generation, they rather sit and watch series of movies, except you are looking to build a career in acting. I see no reason why you should spend time to watch episodes of movies when you can also use that same time to invest in yourself. So YouTube, just go there to learn copywriting, how to do this, just something that can just at least give you little income instead of just staying and keep asking your parents for money for data to keep watching more movies. I just try to just add value to myself in every little way possible. It can be just trying to check what are the free online skills I can learn. Since I don't have so much money to pay free online skills, I'll just sit down 2 hours, I'll read everything, learn everything, take the assessments, get the certificates, I'll add it to my CV. So whenever time I'm chance to just not do anything, I make sure I just find something tangible doing that will add value to me instead of just wasting that time doing nothing.
I love it. I know some Gen Z watching this may not like Olamide when she said you spend time watching series upon series. Recently, I stumbled on a series on Netflix that had, was it 84 or 86 episodes of 40 minutes each, and as at the time I saw it, it was one of the most watched movies. Now guys, it's as if you shouldn't enjoy yourself or watch movies. I'm sure Olamide watches movies, she goes out from time to time. What we are saying, and what I believe she's saying, is that you must maximize your time. Let me tell you something really confidential about myself. Not so confidential anyway. I finished school at 20. Like uni at 20. And I thought I had the entire world ahead of me. Young girl, you know what? Adrenaline was pumping. Guys, I look back and I'm like, that thing that they say about the days, you know, going so slow and the years flying by so soon is true. There is no time. Don't think you are young, or you are too young to learn, or you are too young to make money. Let's not even go into that word, because if I start with you on that, I can tell you to start to count Gen Zs who are literally billionaires, right?
Legitimately, for that matter.
Should we mention names, Olamide? You go on social media, you see one person, you know, influencing for this and that. These guys are literally running billions and millions in their account. So not all of us will be influencers, but what we are saying right here is whether you're 15 or 16 or 17 or 18 or 20 or 25, or maybe you're even a parent watching this, right? The best time to start to maximize your time is now. So learn to balance things out. All of those things you want to do, you will do them. And like they say, you know, in my dialect, Omasue, all of those things you are running after. We want to go. I remember when I was in school, we wanted to go to parties, secondary school, you wanted to do the things that adults were doing. But my brethren, adulting is a scam.
Honestly.
Adulting is scam. So guys, Olamide has said, one of the ways you can monetize your time is learn skills. You know, there's a training I'm going to attend later today and the whole of this week, you know, and it's about AI. And my gosh, I'm so excited about it. The world is so fast-paced these days. You have to learn. And you know what? The more you learn, as they say, the more you earn. So Olamide, give us practical things that you have done in monetizing your time and talent. So we have talked about time. Talk a bit about how you have monetized your talent and, you know, practical things you have done to monetize your time and talent.
Okay, firstly, I realized that I have the ability to convince people to do something, and I realized that's similar to like selling to people, selling anything to people. So I realized that since I know how to convince people to do something, why not just try selling? So I gave it a shot, even though at first it was not all that, but as I kept at it, and in few months I closed my first deal and I made my first money. I felt like, wow, millionaire moves.
Wait. You closed a deal.
Yes.
What kind of deal?
It was a real estate deal.
Yeah.
I was able to convince someone to buy real estate, and person was like, wow. Person saw the potential I was showing him and said, okay, no problem, I trust you, let me just make the payments. And that was the first time I was able to, like, I felt this Oh,
You need to
oh,
you need to sow a
oh.
seed. You need to sow a seed into the life of your coach.
But it didn't come out. At first, I was doing that. I was thinking that is it as if this thing is just mine? I don't think I really have. I just thought I could sell, but I kept at it, like keeping at it. Even though at first you might not see results, but just keep at it. Don't just say because I tried this one today, it didn't work. Well, it's not my own job. Let me just jump to another skill tomorrow. With consistency, you can actually that particular thing that you think is not working for you might actually work if only you can be just consistent enough to stay at it. So basically, I feel like my generation does not really know how to just keep at something. They feel like, oh, if I try this thing for like 2 weeks and it doesn't work, it's not my way. Let me just try another thing. Meanwhile, the time you want to use to go and try another thing, you can just add to it and be consistent, and your breakthrough is just near the corner. So I feel like that was also what helped me. And even after I closed my first deal and I felt on top of the world, I did not also stop there. I realized that if I keep learning more, I'll still be able to I'll know more. So I went back to watching YouTube videos to watch high ticket closers and how they have done. I started learning from them and I realized that I've learned another one again. I was able to close my second deal.
Wow.
So I felt like, so the more you keep learning, it's not a cliche that the more you learn, the more you earn. It's just the truth. The more you keep learning, the more you actually keep earning. What you don't know, you don't know. And now that you can get anything for free, Google is there. You can learn anything on Google and on YouTube. Just maximize it. We are young. We still have that energy. Let's just channel the energy very well and make money legitimately.
I love it. Olamide is in her early 20s and girl, she's closing deals. What are you closing? Some of us are closing Netflix. We are closing popcorn. We are closing champagne bottle. Guys, I love this. Monetizing your talent. Did you hear what she monetized? The skill she monetized? She said she had the ability to persuade people. So some of you might be writing, my son draws well, he does comics. And I'm like, oh boy, you're sitting on diamond. We've got to find a way of monetizing this. Some of you could actually sing. Some of you could compare. Some of you could draw. Some of you could write. Some of you could, make clothes. Some of you could do different things. And some of you could actually influence on social media. Some of you could do TikTok, all of those things. What we are saying is learn to maximize your talent. So maximize your time by spending your time well. Maximize your talents and gifts. Final words, Olamide, as we bring this very interesting conversation to a close. Like you were closing the deal. What will be your final words for those listening?
Okay, my final words for those listening is we will not be young forever, and as we keep growing, our energy level is not going to grow in that dimension. So now that we are young, we have all the energy. Let's just maximize this energy to the fullest. You see all of those parties, those clubbings, you will do it, you'll be tired. Now like this said, let us channel this. See, as the world is evolving, a time is going to come that the more value you bring to the table, that's what's going to keep you relevant in the marketplace. So I feel like I'm still going to say it again, though I do not see any reason why we should be spending so much time seeing series of movies, except you are planning to build a career in acting. When you can I'm not saying you should not watch movies, but I feel like there's time for everything. Let's not get to the point where let's make sure we are just looking for new ways to add value to ourselves and become relevant, because in the long run, it is what you have that will make you stand out in the world.
Olamide has broken and shattered all the tables. Thank you, darling, for being on this show with us.
Thank you very much.
At Smart Stewards, we are all about providing conversations, courses, communities, challenges, and everything that will help you maximize your financial resources, everything that will help you manage and multiply your money, whether you're Gen Z, you're a millennial, you're an adult, at whatever level, we've got it covered. We want you to check our Smart Stewards Academy. Just go to www.smartstewards.com to check out what we do and subscribe already. We want to help you succeed with your finances. And I see you winning. Until we see you again next time, keep winning.
Bye.
Bye.